Susie.
Hey,
Coming in
Sarah. Coming in hot, episode 443 already.
I don't even do that. Like, you're probably supposed to do, like, a pause. It's probably the professional. You'd think after 443 episodes.
We would know
I
a
would
thing
know
or
that.
two.
But I don't know a
We're
thing
writing our
or
own
two.
rules. We don't care.
Yeah. Who cares? So what? Have a Pinot Grigio
And go to bed.
and go to bed.
How are you today, my beloved?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm
Good.
doing, yes. You know, well, I would say I was, like, a little upset earlier because, like, we've had 2 days of, like, cloudy skies in L.A., and it's, like, the middle of summer, so what the heck? But,
It's weird.
You know, it's clearing up, so can't
I
really
know.
complain.
When I talk to my friends and stuff in Pittsburgh, it'll be like 95, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah, it's for real. We're having a chilly summer.
What's going on? I don't like it.
You did say you brought the cold weather. Remember when you first moved here? Like,
Yep.
Yep. So maybe it's back.
Or you guys were all lying all this time, and then I believed it.
Right. It's like actually not that lovely here. It's just like rags.
But I just got a text actually while we're recording, and Adam would like to know: do you prefer the brain candy bikini or one piece for your swimming needs?
I'm a one-piece gal.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let
I
him
feel like
know.
I can more confidently move and do the activities that I like to do.
Yeah, because you're not a just sunbathing kind of gal.
Correct. And I have had a few close calls, no, not even close calls, full-blown, like, bathing suit around, shorts around the ankles when I'm, like, jumping off the diving board.
Yes.
So I don't even
Yes.
risk it these days. I just go straight one piece.
No, you're right. That is a real danger.
Yeah, I've
And
done
even,
that.
you know, we have like a little jet thing you hold on to, and it kind of like scoots you
Yes.
around under the water.
Oh, my God,
And
it's so much fun. And
a few
it
times-
is so fun.
Yeah, even that force has made my undies, well, what do you call them? Bottoms, my bikini bottoms.
bikini bottoms.
Fall right on down. So.
Yeah, I'm like, ugh, buy me dinner, water.
Right. I'm not that kind of gal. Anyway,
Jeez.
I'm glad we're here. This will actually be releasing on my birthday, so you people need to get on
Happy
over to
birthday!
my Instagram and tell me how much you love me.
Everybody go tell Susie how much you love her. Also, can you please look into purchasing her the old school igloo coolers, which I saw and I'm like, she needs the full set.
Yeah, and I keep getting ads for it now because you sent that to me or whatever.
Yeah, because it's so cool.
And
I love it.
It's adorable.
I know. Sold out of the one that I wanted to get, the one that goes outside for the water in the pitcher. And
Yeah, it's super popular. Everyone's getting their
this
hydration.
hashtag not an ad.
No, no.
Unless, of
They're
course,
just
Igloo would like
adorable.
to sponsor us, in which case, please send me that cooler.
All right.
Susie, that cooler, whatever.
Yes, we all
since
need
my
a
my
set.
pool parties now happen at your house, it's kind of like a present for you and me. So this is very selfish of me what I'm doing now.
I think that's been such a blessing. If you guys have like any outdoor space, it makes a world of difference during this.
Oh my God.
These uncertain times.
Right? So funny.
Because when you guys come over, we can stay really far apart and still have a grand old time.
Yes, it really is fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Endless
Lincoln's even
summer.
got it set up to where he can like maneuver the raft to where he can drop off like chips and dip and maintain a 6 foot social distance. It's really impressive.
Yeah, we worked it all out over
You've
here.
taught him well.
Yeah, I know a lot of people too are trying to decide like what to do about their kids in school. I don't have the answers. I'm just saying I feel for you if you're going through that. It sucks.
Yes. And if you're a teacher, I feel for you because it's just tough times, man.
God.
I couldn't even imagine. Shout
They
out to all the
already had the
teachers.
worst raw
Right.
deal. I know. Like when did
my
teachers
God.
become first responders, basically?
Right. They really are. Ren was saying that the other day. He's like, I really thought like a teacher's job was like, you're supposed to go there and then they like just like teach the kids stuff and like, there you go. That's what school's for, to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, nope, school is for everything. And now we don't have who's going to how are the parents going to go to work? How are they like their teachers? Oh, you feel so bad for them. We all do. But
Yes.
and you know what? My friend Jessie brought up, shout out Jessie, that I didn't even think about. She said she has fifth graders, and she teaches fifth grade, And she said in the beginning of the school year, it was different because, like, when they went into quarantine or in lockdown, because she had already built a rapport with all of them.
Absolutely.
And so it was just moving it online, and she knew how to respond to each of those students.
Exactly.
Now she's got a freaking, entertain. Who can do that?
No, I do not envy them, and I never have. So
now
it's so
they have
much
to be
worse.
like entertainers too, and keep a child's attention on a computer screen. That I don't know. You have to be up there with compete with video games.
Right.
Come on.
No, and then there was a period of time when people were hacking into Zoom. Like the kind of like terrorist stuff and violence and all that.
Yes.
And then they had to reset up everything with passwords, and I don't envy them. It's awful.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So we just bowed out, and we're doing total homeschool, not affiliated with any school district or anything. I think that was best
for us. The Butler
for us.
Academy for Exceptional Children.
Excellence.
Yeah, the Butler Academy of Excellence.
Yeah, but, whatever you decide, I know it's a hard decision, and I'm feeling it. I feel you guys.
Man.
Well, let's keep it on the light side. We don't like to get heavy around here.
Right.
But this is fun because this is light, but we can be super mad.
Oh,
So,
I love that. I love being mad at something new.
Yeah.
Or the same old thing repackaged, as long as it's the patriarchy.
It is.
Woo!
You
How'd I
guessed
guess? Oh, it's my favorite thing to be mad at.
Well,
tell me what they did this time.
Yes, here's what they did. There was a study that was done.
Oh, my God.
What?
Is this the doctor thing?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Poor Ren was trying to sleep last night, and I am looking at all these photos, and I'm like, and he's leans over, just kind of taps me. I have no idea what's going on, but I was getting real fired up. Tell the people what we're mad about today.
And you were right to be mad. There was a study that was done, I think with probably good intentions, that was designed to give medical students a heads up about social media and the things that one might post that could be a problem when it comes to hiring and whenever they graduate and want to get a job. And basically what ended up happening is they were slut-shaming female medical students and other professionals for basically going swimming.
Yeah.
Because
we think you're, or what do they call them? Unprofessional... Mm-hmm. Promiscuous photos, and the photos that got labeled promiscuous were ones of them on their family vacation to the Bahamas the year before,
right?
Come on,
right? Or just
or drinking
in
alcohol,
their family pool with a pina colada, we do.
Yes. God, I might need a pina colada after reading this.
I know, right? That's going to make me drink more.
Yes. I liked the guys there was one male doctor who posted, and since they're going to call them female doctors, I might as well call them male doctors.
Yes.
So there was a male doctor who posted a picture that was does this look unprofessional, guys? And it was him brushing his hair back underneath a waterfall. It's looks ridiculous. And so it's yeah, right. Come on. I can't.
Yeah, because they were including, in addition to swimwear, particularly bikinis, they were also just including general alcohol, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with having a drink while you're not working.
Right. Absolutely nothing.
Now, for you, does it make you angry at these people that created the study, or more just that the reality is that bikini pic might actually be a problem?
Yes, that one.
Right.
That one.
Because they're not wrong.
Right.
Some people do think you shouldn't post bikini pictures.
And it
why.
Points to it. Right. Yeah.
So, to me, it's the study could have been improved and they didn't think it through, I guess, but the real problem is that they're right, that it could affect your hiring potential. What bullshit. Make your account really fucking private.
Well, and I can't help but think here that these are the same guys who are making this claim about like those are promiscuous photos are the exact same guys who are heavily tipping the strippers who are saying that they're just doing this to get through med school. So you can't have it both ways.
To get through med school. Yes, Sarah.
That's it. They're like, no, I just want you to be this. I support you while you're in this light, but like, nope, this can't have a white coat. Nope, I don't like that.
I think because of my puritanical upbringing, I really get fired up about people who want me to be ashamed that I have a sexual identity.
Yeah.
And that I have a body.
Right.
Just a body of any kind.
Right.
Because they'd be mad if you wore a bikini and didn't have the body that they think is desirable.
Right.
Like, there's so many limitations. You cannot win.
Yeah, show off your butt, but only if it's this kind of butt. And we like a big booty, but only if it's in the correct ratio to your waist. Like, fuck, you can't win. Who cares? Just do you and fuck them all.
That's why so many times, especially in meetings, I get people being like, are you really a doctor?
Oh, God.
Because their brain, like, short circuits if you don't fit what that means in their brain.
Right. The cognitive dissonance, right? Isn't that like it? Like, creates that of like,
yeah, this is an inconvenient fact for me. I would put you in a different box.
I'd put you in the stripper box.
Right.
What
but
do you mean
have
you're
fake
a doctor?
tits.
And that we're talking about extremes here. These weren't even the photos. They were just talking about photos of people like you said, having a pina colada in the backyard.
I mean, for real, they were tame. These weren't like
So tame.
not that I care if they were super sexy, but they're just regular.
Right.
Anyway, what is not regular is our passion for best fiends.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
we have so much fun with it.
I do. The level I'm on speaks for themselves. So, there you go.
Stop bragging. I do find it really fun to be able to participate with Lincoln because really any age group can play. And he enjoys it and finds it challenging, and I can play with him or in tandem. It's just really a fun thing to do if you want to break from the news and
oh my God, I need
everything else that's online. This is a wonderful way to relax and get away from it all.
Hunting for your fiends, way more fun. Clicking all the boxes to see what prizes you're going to get and what.
It's very satisfying.
It's very fun. Yes.
Yeah, and they make new cute characters all the time, and they have really fun monthly themed challenges.
Oh,
They have thousands of levels already with new levels, events, and characters added every month. So it's hours of fun right at your fingertips. We hear from Brainiacs all the time that tell us how much they're enjoying it. And you can even play offline with over 100 million downloads and tons of 5-star reviews. Best Fiends is a must-play. Download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
You're going to get addicted. Don't say I didn't warn you.
It's
or
really
you're
fun.
welcome.
Yeah,
And
it's
both.
a nice break because I have found what many people find right now, which is that sometimes going online is a real minefield. And,
right. You can't do it.
you know, yeah. So if you just want to be sure, like, this is actually going to be a break for my little brain and emotions, there you go.
I told you I had to start watching Family Matters in the morning.
Yeah, it's the same idea, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
So now
that
we wake
helpful
up with
to
that.
you?
Oh, it's the best. And then if we're feeling like more cerebral, we'll wake up with Jeopardy.
Yes.
Which is great.
Well,
I mean, the college tournament because, we need to feel good about
I
ourselves
love
in the
those
morning.
ones. And, yeah, right. And, like the Family Matters thing, I had read another article in the New York Times about nostalgia, which we keep talking
Yes,
about
we
because
do.
people seem to be experiencing this yearning for something comfortable and familiar. And the New York Times article was so great because it was saying how trauma, like we're all in right now, takes away our gray areas and it divides our timeline into like a before and after. And they were saying nostalgia can act like a transitional object, like a child's blanket or stuffed animal that can
100%.
usher you into the new reality, and it can help you self-soothe during that transition. And I thought that was so insightful.
This is so accurate. I find this to be very, very, very true.
And it kind of, you were saying like the only trouble is if you kind of get stuck in that and then you only want to look back and...
Well, yeah, when the positive reflection of the past becomes the bar, to which you compare all your other current experiences, and nothing can live up to the happy memory or the feelings. But if we can focus on the joy that watching and enjoying those nostalgic things creates inside of us, and then we know like what that feels like. Oh my goodness, this is what happiness feels like. Then it's like you're able to recognize that as you move throughout your day. Easier and better.
Aim towards
and
it.
And be like, oh, I know what this is. I'm happy and joyful right now. And so there you go.
Yeah, and I liked how they kind of compared it to the stuffed animal and stuff, because most kids have those, or you might have had one when you were little.
Or still do, Lammy, just saying.
Yeah, and like when you were going into kindergarten or something, you might have wanted to bring it for a few days, but then eventually you're on your own and you're okay.
Oh, that's really good. That's perfect.
Yeah, and so it helps you transition, and I like that.
Yeah.
So there you go, people.
That makes me want to go down memory lane of some other, like, TV shows.
Yeah.
And, you know, things that...
Music.
Yeah.
That's also a good, powerful one. Even certain smells, like when you cook something that maybe your mom cooked.
Oh.
It can be comforting.
Yeah. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Terrible pancakes. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Mom, but those things were terrible. She made
What
other
was bad
stuff
about
really
them?
well. Oh my God, we used to laugh. My mom, first of all, my mom is an amazing cook when she is focused on the meal at hand. But when it's like the morning and she's like, you know, single mom of 3 and doing other stuff, and like she would make pancakes. But I think it was often that she would forget that they were on the stove for a while, and they always tended to be a little hard. And like we used to fuck with her and like throw them like frisbees. And one time we were like, these are we could use them as doorstops, and she was like, you guys are so mean. And then we were like, no, but we're being like serious. Like look, and we like stacked them up and really used to it. She like laughed, of course, but I'm sure she was probably like heartbroken because here she was trying to do the nice thing and make us a nice breakfast. And you know, ADD probably runs in my family. So, like, I can't make you know, that's hard for me, too, and I have to be very focused, so I get it. But, yeah.
Poor Sally.
Poor Sally. No.
I was
there
very
were
happy
other things.
for her.
She did make bomb-ass tuna noodle casserole.
Yeah, it just wasn't her pancakes weren't her strength.
Right, they weren't.
I was very happy to see that she was, you know, recognized in her industry as one of the best psychics.
Psychic of the week or month. Was it week or month? I think week. Yes.
I mean, that tickled me.
Oh,
I was so
my
happy
gosh.
for her.
Also, speaking of which, this I got to just share because this is a story that just like you'll love. So, you know Jenny, who won the challenge. How could you not know her? We all love her. She is I follow her on Instagram, and she puts up all these great workout videos and like workout like challenges. And so, you know, my mom's talking about how she's been, my mom sends me this picture of her doing yoga and this amazing pose that like, I don't even know how to do. And Ren and I were like, excuse me? Like, we can't even get into that pose. So I was like telling her, I'm like, Mom, you did such a great job. So then and she's like, oh yeah, you know, just got to move, like got to be a little yogi, blah, blah, blah. And so then I send her the video that Jenny did of like, here, Mom, look at this cool video. Like, look at these great workout routines. Like, I'm sitting on my couch in my sweatpants, definitely eating pizza or something like that.
Yeah, not being a yogi.
Not doing any of that. Like, sending my mom, like, hey, this looks like a cool workout video, as I, like, wipe the Dorito, like, crumbs on my pants. And my mom, within 24 hours, sends me, and they're, like, hard videos. It's, like, how to do, it's, like, you put towels on the floor, and you use them as, like, sliders on a tile floor. So it's, like, really good, hard workouts.
Yes, yeah.
My mom sends me videos of her completing every one of the challenges, and not just like,
you're kidding,
like making it look easy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Now I'm gonna have to actually do this shit. Okay.
Wait a minute.
So
why is she abandoning us in our laziness?
Right.
And becoming all.
Remember when she told us, like, we were talking about how it feels like you're just putting on a wetsuit, and we just live in just a wetsuit all the time of this extra.
Yeah.
Now my mom's taking the wetsuit off, and now she's like, you know.
Oh my God.
I
know.
know.
Good for her.
Raising the bar over here. So now I got to get going and got to like work out. So shout out to Jenny for her workout videos and Mom for actually doing them.
I love picturing Sally doing Jenny's
I'm going to
workout.
send you the video because it's the best. She goes like, Okay,
Yes.
exercise number 2. Are we having fun or what?
Oh my
I was like,
God.
Mom, you should do these videos.
Do you think that it's making, like, do you see any change in her look? I mean, she was always very trim and...
Oh, I mean, if she
Fit.
does this for like a week, it would
Right.
be impossible not to. Wow. Yeah,
I don't
so
know. I'm
there you
tired
go.
of
I
it.
know. Oh, please. You're doing a whole bunch of work, too. I just go in your pool and tread water for a while and call that work.
Right, you'll find me at the bottom.
Yeah, I suppose I hike. That counts.
Yeah, it does count,
We're hikers.
for sure.
We're hikers. We hike.
I'll move. I do dance, as you know. I do a lot of house dancing.
Yeah, house dancing. Yes.
Like when you're
House
just at your
dancing,
house.
but not
privately.
to house music. That's different. Just to
Absolutely
music in her
not.
house. That's funny.
God, can you picture me doing that?
No, but that would be hilarious. Because I bet you would do, like, I want to get a video of you dancing to 70s disco music and then lay it over some house music at the same.
Yes.
This would be hilarious. I can already see this. I don't know how to do any of those things, but I'm sure TikTok will teach me.
Well, I mean, we do try to be healthy, and one of the ways we do that is using ritual vitamins, as you
Yes.
guys know, which
Yes,
is
yes,
much
yes.
easier than the Jenny workouts that
Much.
Sarah's mom is doing.
Much easier.
Because these come to your door, and they're really tasty and smell great, which I always appreciate about these vitamins, because I've tried others, and they are not. And they just want to give you everything that you ought to be getting from your diet, nice and easy, and make it so that it doesn't hurt your stomach or make you sick. These are gentle on an empty stomach and have high quality ingredients, and they'll just help you stay healthier. Daily changes can lead to big results. So start small today. Ritual is offering our listeners 10% off your first 3 months. Try it out. Satisfaction guaranteed. Go to ritual.com/braincandy to start your ritual today. That's 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/braincandy. I've taken these for years, and I really, really love them.
Yes.
Promise.
It's your ritual.
It is my ritual. Let me tell you about this interesting little tidbit. Even Adam didn't know, and it's about Britain. So,
Oh, let's hear it.
apparently, before homosexuality was decriminalized in 1967 in England, gay folks had created sort of a secret language so that they could talk to each other without fear of being arrested.
Is this like
And-
stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni kind of thing?
Yes, like it's kind of Englishy,
Yeah, like Yankee Doodle Dandy, sort of. That's what I'm thinking.
but less coherent. Like they were
Oh,
saying
really?
that- yeah, like a lot of the words are made up rather
Oh.
than a word that exists that is representing something else.
Oh my gosh, tell me.
Well, so they were saying that in the most recent David Bowie album, of course he's dead, but I guess his last album.
I forget that David Bowie is dead.
Oh no, are you sad all over again?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I know, but that was I just can't I don't know why I didn't.
Yes, he's one of those people that
Maybe
you're
because
like,
we
"What?"
saw that video. Have you recently seen this video recirculating of him in like the 70s saying about MTV?
Oh yeah,
and
about
how,
MTV.
Yes, and I saw that, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, he's still fighting the good fight, now, or he's been fighting the fight since the
Yeah.
beginning. I'm like, wait a sec, oh my god, so art.
Yeah, heaven lucked out because
Yeah.
he is giving them some entertainment. But
That's right.
in his last album, he had some lyrics that were in this language. The language is called Polari. And this is an example. This is what it said. China so sound, so TT up this mal chick, say party up mooge, sings Bowie. And in it, like if he were to translate it, it would be girl so pretty up this boy, say party up man. And he's using this secret gay language.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It is, and I like that he's always including underrepresented populations by
Yes.
kind of a nod to them.
And-
They would know what it
yeah.
meant, but we don't, which is so cute. And scholars of language call this lavender linguistics, which is
Oh,
fucking
that's
adorable.
cool. Yes.
And, it's just basically oppressed peoples have to work around the system and
Always.
often come up with these kind of secret languages. I don't know this to be true, but I imagine like in like slavery that probably happened
I
a
was
lot
thinking
as
the same.
well.
Well, I think with songs.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's it. Like, you can hide messages and things like that in music, and something that, you know, maybe somebody's not listening to, or code words for stuff. I'm sure. Yeah, you got to. Oh, goodness sakes.
And, I mean, it's now, of course, people don't need to use the language, so it's not something that's spoken widespread anymore, but it's kind of like a cult thing where people like to know the words so that they can kind of see it in pop culture or use it with each other as kind of a wink.
I like that.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of slavery, if you're ever feeling like sorry for yourself about what's going on right now and how you're stuck in your house and all that, my God, I just finished a biography of Harriet Tubman. That'll make you feel more grateful for what you have. I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm sure. Good read?
I mean.
Well.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh my
and,
gosh,
I just knew the general gist, so it was fun to learn more specifics and just really see what an incredible woman she was. And I'm sure lots of people like her and how they did not give up. And
the resilience, I know. It's insane.
And I kind of can't relate to it because I'm always just like, how did they have that will inside of them to keep fighting? Because, like, even if you were free, you're still not in your, like, sort of home country or even with your family because they were likely sold to other slave owners and stuff. It's just, holy shit.
Well, and it's so great that you're learning about that, and it's inspiring, and I think we should definitely do more of that. And I hope even just learning about it like, people getting excited or hearing you get excited about that will help them get excited about the material. And then maybe those teachers or people are educators, or that they will have children, and then those children will know. And then maybe well, become
and
actually, something in the history books, maybe.
I know. Right. And that's one of the reasons why I'm feeling pretty good about homeschooling is
yes, you get to write the history books with the truth.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just feel like when you see how people are acting about the restrictions that we have now, and I mean, they're really not that bad.
Oh, for
and
real.
You would think that we were putting them into slavery or whatever.
Shackling.
Okay.
Or like,
we're so spoiled.
So spoiled. It's the worst. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Is it hard for you?
Yeah, man, come on
and
now.
This is coming from me who complains about hard is like all the time. So I can recognize it.
You can complain about it, but like you're not saying I'm not going to wear that piece of fabric.
Oh no, I'm wearing them in every second of the day and in every color and in every
even in her own house.
Even in my own house. I can't be too safe.
Okay, so moving on. And this is a little bit lighter, and I thought you'd appreciate it, Sarah, because you enjoy outdoor activities, and you're also kind of like competitive. So
yes.
I'm going to teach you how to build the best sandcastle.
Oh, my God. I am taking notes. We're going to the beach this weekend.
Oh, my God.
Up to Cambria, where it's like, we're going to, like, be at the beach for a minute.
Oh my God. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, because it's not like LA Beach. Like, there's like nobody around these beaches. Like, so.
Yes. Well, if you go, you can test this out.
Tell me.
This was in SmithsonianMag.com, and they were saying, so you start with the compaction, right?
Got it.
Start with a bucket of wet sand, but you want to cut out the bottom of the bucket.
As to make room for some air on the side so it doesn't that weird suction-y thing that makes it fall apart. This is very, very good life hack.
Cut off the bottom, put it upside down, and then put the wet sand in through that bottom that's like on top, and put it in there, pack it down. Put it in there, pack it down. Right? And then you like hit the sides of the bucket because then that, like Sarah said, you don't want it to stick to the sand.
Yes.
And then it should come off. And then you make a bunch of those as your foundation.
Oh.
So you do a bunch of that wet sand bucket situation.
Yes.
And then you just need to make sure that the foundation is smaller than whatever you're doing above it. Right?
The foundation is smaller.
Sorry, bigger.
Bigger.
Sorry.
Okay. I was like,
You were like, this changes everything.
Egyptians thought differently.
Right. They're saying, like, you can really build pretty much anything and it'll work, and you can
as long as
make
you have
it
this,
great.
you got to have a sturdy base.
Yeah, you kind of want the top to be pretty small.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're going to want a palette knife for the detailing. A straw so you can blow away loose sand.
Ooh, this is a good one.
And then you want a comb or something with teeth so that those sort of boring straight edges, you can add texture to those, because this, I love how into it you are.
No, because I'm like already visualizing what I'm going to build. And because, please, do you know how into it, how Ren and I got so into building one of those little towers with rocks, like at this little landing and lookout where there were,
that you got scolded for.
Yes, which was like, I'm like, don't even get me started on that one. I understand, people. I know the whole thing. Leave no trace. This was not one of those situations.
Leave no trace.
But yeah, we're so into that, and I know that we will be so into this.
Yeah, and because they were
this
saying
is like
the
easy
key,
1 to 2 hour project
Right.
for us. This is not a 5-minute willy nilly thing.
The difference between a mediocre sandcastle and an excellent sandcastle is the creation of shadows.
Oh, okay.
It provides depth.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't want to start too early in the day, because, if it's high noon, that ain't going to make some shadows.
No, you want magic hour lighting on that.
That's right. That's what it said.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's great for us, great for sandcastles. Why would it be different?
Right. Everything looks better in magic hour.
Yeah, respect get those angles.
So I think they
lighting.
were really emphasizing that you want to use a lot of water, more than you even think. And you should have a spray bottle for the pieces. Yeah.
I see that too. I have all of these things. This is very good. I'm going to make an ultimate sandcastle. This might be something I could get too into. But you know what? I also kind of like it's very Buddhist. It's very much with the, like the sand. Well, yeah.
It's impermanent.
It's impermanent. I like this. And we just let it go. And if you get comfortable letting a sandcastle go, then maybe we can get comfortable with letting like other things go. I don't even know what that means.
That's beautiful. I love it.
That sounds really like yes. I like it.
I would guess, though, that you would agree with me that you don't want to let go of your BioClarity.
Never, ever, 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 ever.
Ever.
Right.
This is the skincare routine for you.
I don't know if I'll ever
what.
use something else.
I won't.
Right. Why change now? It's been 5 years. It's nothing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Because it keeps my skin clear. And I mean clear.
Yes.
I do not get pimples anymore. It sounds like I'm making that up, but that is a true story. And
I actually saw the before picture for the first time recently.
Oh, my God. And she's probably traumatized.
Sarah's
reaction was, this doesn't even look like you.
I couldn't, I was like, I had no words.
Yeah. And they keep expanding their line, too. So now they have sun protection, which is great for when you're building your sandcastle.
I need this. I just got into the body wash.
They have a sun filter for your face.
Excited.
They have sun shady for the body.
This is great.
And these are reef safe, so they
This
don't.
This is very important. I have a big problem with sunscreen clogging my pores, and this is exactly what I need.
Well, and you know how you can't use certain ones in certain areas because they're harmful to coral and sea life, and these are safe to be used. No environmental pollutants in them, which is wonderful. But it's just kinder skincare. And for me, the thing is that it's affordable. A lot of skincare lines are ridiculously priced. You can get healthier and more radiant skin today at bioclarity.com. You'll get 15% off everything on the site when you use code BRAINCANDY at checkout. That's bioclarity.com. And don't forget to use promo code BRAINCANDY at checkout for 15% off.
I mean, it's also kind of silly to think that something that they wouldn't want in the water because it destroys the ecosystem and the coral reefs, I'd be okay with putting on my face.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Let's not do that. Give me the natural stuff. Let's not do that.
Okay. Next, I would like to talk about... I did see a cool little history of... the company Pyrex that makes all the...
Yes, do I know Pyrex? Come on now. Of course. The only That's like the only.
I know. It's like they have a monopoly, basically.
It's like Pyrex. I don't even know what else you call it. It's like Xerox, Google.
Well, right. It's like
Pyrex.
Tupperware. Yeah.
Tupperware.
It's just
that
what
just
it is.
what it is. What do they even call those? Glass casserole dishes? I don't know.
Yeah. Baking dish.
Yeah.
They were describing how they came to be. You know, they're so common now, and everyone knows these dishes too, like especially the ones with the patterns, because everybody had them.
Oh, yes.
Like growing up, everybody had the same patterns and
There
stuff.
was like that one that had the flowers on the side with
Yes.
is like kind of like orange and like burnt umber and like brown
Yes.
kind of. Yeah, we all had that.
We had those. We also had the blue like dots, little tiny dots.
Yes.
And they were just saying how, like, we take it for granted that these just sort of exist in the world and always have. But apparently, like, they came to be because railway lanterns, the globes around them would explode when they would touch, like, snow or rain or just, like, really cold air.
because it would get, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like thermal shock.
I've experienced this from something before. Glass breaking like that.
Yeah, when I worked at a restaurant, sometimes that would happen. If you just washed the glasses and then put ice in them, they would shatter.
Wow, so crazy.
And so they had to find a solution for it, and they found that adding boron changed their durability and made it so they could kind of expand and contract safely. Wow. And of course, as is so often with these stories, a wife of the physicist was like, "Hey, you know what these would be great for? Baking, because I just shattered mine in the oven." So, of course, it's like the nameless woman who's like, sure could use this in the kitchen. And then they just started making them, and they called it Pyrex, which means like fire. And then all their products had REX at the end, so they stuck with the theme. Their first item was a pie plate. And then basically women did the rest. Women were like, okay, but we need handles, and we need a different size.
I love it. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I just did
cute.
like a Google search of like vintage Pyrex.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fun. I'm
right, 'cause
getting
they're so
nostalgia
familiar.
chills right now. And these are gorgeous.
I know.
Suze.
Like when we go to the Long Beach Antique Market, I always see them
want
there
you to
and
have
think
all
like,
of these.
I know.
This looks like you need like your house.
See?
I'm obsessed now.
Mid-century modern.
I love it.
Anyway, so that's cute and I love it and it's so fun. It's another thing that's like to be nostalgic about because most of our grandparents or parents had them and it's just comforting.
It really is.
How about you? Here's something that's not comforting.
What?
Apparently, there is a trend going on in the evangelical world.
Oh, okay.
Where kind of like evangelical influencers. Can't believe that's a thing.
I know. I was just going to say, wow. Wow. That, if you were to ask, you know, somebody or tell somebody about, try to explain that one 30 years ago.
Right. Apparently, you know, they have the same content problems as any other creator, and they have begun making what they're calling wedding night videos.
Oh, no. Oh, no. What?
Well, just like...
Or is this good because we're like tell me. I should just listen.
I mean, they're not making pornos, but they are making these videos for YouTube where they describe their wedding night because...
No.
In the evangelical community, you're supposed to wait until you get married to have sex. So theoretically, this would be your first time.
Okay. Can we talk about how the first time isn't good for anyone?
Well, right. Come on.
In the history of that, I mean, or please, actually, you know what? Maybe that's not true. Maybe that there are people who have that wonderful story out there I don't know about.
Okay, but I mean... It's never going to be wonderful enough for anyone to want to hear the details.
Definitely. No, I don't want to hear the details. No, but what is this? Because this kind of feels like... So a lot of influencers like find what it is that people are like envying or what people desire or what people want to... aspire to, I guess, in a way, and whatever they... What did you say? You said this a long time ago. Whatever you're envious of is what you really... Or something like...
Oh, it sounds brilliant. I hope you remember.
Yeah, it was like envy was related to something that you want but can't have, or like if you don't want to, you just have to work for that, or something like that. I can't remember. Dang, I wish I could. Of all the things, this one's an important one.
So what do you think that they're doing in that vein?
That in the same, it's like evangelical version of flexing and like stunting on people. They're like
flexing.
Yeah, this is like,
and they all say these stories, Sarah, that it's like, for me, that wouldn't even be what I want. Where it's like, we went into a tree house.
No.
And it's like crazy.
They're totally like, doing this. That's what it is.
We lit 50 candles, one for every night.
No. I mean, maybe they did, but like, that's like it's like, I don't know, telling somebody your dreams. Like, nobody cares about you. Like, and if you do tell me and I do care, it's really just because I'm like, I don't know.
Right. It's like a train wreck.
Like, I don't want, that seems so, because here's what that does. Because one of two things is going on. Either that's not happening, and they're saying that, which I'm annoyed with, or it is going on. And if that is happening, then I think that is creating unrealistic expectations for what you think the evening is going to be, and that I mean, maybe it's like making it magical and wonderful, but like, I don't know. Am I being too judgy here?
I mean, we're definitely being judgy, but
it's not even the fact that they're doing that. Because I have my own stories of like romantic-y nights that, you know, Brent's done for me, but I'm not going and sharing them. Like,
no,
to say like, this is what it feels braggy.
And that's
a
my
weird
beef with
thing to brag about.
If something is so sacred,
right,
that you won't do it before you tell the state that you wish to be in a partnership, then you probably shouldn't commodify it.
Correct.
Like, if it's that sacred.
I didn't even think about, well, that's exactly this is the same as like, it's like their version of showing off the shoe collection or showing off the, like.
It's worse because they claim that it's so sacred.
That is.
Wow. And so special, and like a union between you and God and your partner. And it's like all this language where it's supposed to be elevated, but instead
they're putting
like,
commercials in between.
Yeah, right.
On their YouTube channels. Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah. So to me, it's hypocritical. By the way, some person, I won't be mean, I'd never go on Reddit, but I was on there for some reason, and I saw that in our like Brain Candy subreddit, someone said that it was hypocritical. This was from a year ago.
Okay.
Hypocritical that you remember that guy that came to work on your house that had like a Confederate flag or something? And this person, I think it was a woman, but I'm not sure. She said, that's the same as like bakers who won't make a cake for a gay wedding. No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
Because a consumer gets to choose where they put their money.
Right.
You know?
And I'm going to choose to not put my money in somebody who believes in hate.
Yeah, I mean, that's what voting with your dollars is.
The cake place
everyone
is just
the
hate, more of the hate.
And what the bakers are doing is discriminating based upon things that are supposed to be protected.
Right.
Like your identity.
Yeah.
And so it is absolutely not the same. Yeah. I mean, you can say that it's stupid or that Sarah was wrong to feel that way, but it's not hypocritical.
You're right. Now, if he would, it would be hypocritical, like if like, I don't know, he were hiring me for something, and I said, no, I can't do that. I mean, maybe, but I still would be like, no, I'm not doing that. But I'm still
maybe then you are.
And I'm fine with that, because if it's like you're being hypocritical towards a racist person who would make a comment about the person then
because we protect things that someone it's fundamental to who they are,
right?
Their gender, their race,
yes,
their sexuality,
right?
All of that stuff.
Yes. It's not your choice. What you choose to. Yeah, God, no, I don't like that. Was this a white woman?
I don't like that. I don't know. It just there's no avatar or anything.
Oh, right. Well, sometimes I'm like, this is not the fight we want to fight, people.
And then the rest of the posts on there were just like, I wish other people from the show were on Reddit. It's just like one substantive
I was
post.
like, I didn't even know we had a Reddit. And I was like, I better not go look at that.
I like it. I think it's cool that, our listeners would be found in all kinds of places, but they tend to be less on Reddit.
Yeah, well, they're kind of mean on there, right? Sometimes people can be mean as a whole.
It's more like...
what am I thinking of?
Male-driven.
No, Reddit. Yeah, that is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Reddit is has more men than other...
Yeah.
I feel like it's the opposite of Pinterest.
Oh, my God, that's so funny.
That's how I see it. If there's like a spectrum of gender or masculine, feminine, whatever.
That's funny.
Reddit and 4chan are on one end, and then Pinterest is on the other.
What the hell was the other thing you just said? 4chan?
Yeah, 4chan.
I don't even know
worse.
what that is.
I mean, that's like borderline dark web, because that's where the people go, like the alt-right and stuff. What are you laughing at?
Because you just you're like, yeah, that's borderline. Like, I just feel like I like this. You're like in your zone. Like this is like the same way I get excited when I'm telling you about like nature-y stuff and like science stuff like that.
I'm like, have you heard of online?
You are getting that excited about the like. Online social media inner workings and I am living for this because I'm like, oh, tell me, I don't know about this.
On 4chan, like the shooters will go there and say, I'm mad at women because they won't bang me, and then they go shoot a bunch of women.
Oh no!
And stuff.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's terrible.
Terrible.
And like this was my whole thing when I used to do a bit in my act about how like when men are left alone, they like rape each other and like beat each other up. When women are left alone, they do make stuff out of mason jars. Like, that's what's, like, they put their baby in a big cowboy boot and take a picture.
Yeah. Or, I mean, at the very least, daisy chain necklaces.
Right. Like, when there's no men around, this is what we do.
Yeah.
That's what baby showers are, and that's what Pinterest is.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. This is very true. That is hilarious. Oh, God, Suze, you're so funny.
Anyway, okay, so let me see where I was. Okay, I wanted to ask you about this, and I do this to you all the time. I put you on the spot.
I love it when you do.
But it's because I'm desperate for answers.
Yeah.
There was a woman, this was in the New York Post.
What? I'm just laughing at how you said it's because I'm desperate for answers.
Yeah. About the human condition, especially the way the brain kind of malfunctions sometimes.
Oh my gosh, all the time. Can't even trust it.
Right. And we can be our own worst enemy and all this stuff. So this gal, she'd been through some shit and was dealing with I think she was grieving the loss of a loved one and stuff like that. And then one day she snapped and started clucking in her backyard like a chicken, and she truly thought she was a chicken, and she didn't have any kind of history. Okay, but what? Can you help me understand what happens in that moment?
Like, it's. I mean, that's like an extreme.
Sure,
you know.
Yeah.
But it's just completely disassociating and disconnecting from. Like trauma or whatever you're experiencing is so intense. The brain does like this protective, has to go into I need to protect you. And in order to protect you, I'm going to create this world where none of the problems that were creating this stress for you even exist. And in this, so much so that you are a chicken. And who knows where that came from. I mean, we've seen it before with the cat people, the guy tattooing
the specifics vary.
Right.
But the reasoning is universal.
I mean, and this is my take on it based on the information I have and what I know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's they want to create a world in which these problems couldn't even be possible.
Can't even be possible. Completely disassociate. I want to set move away, and you can't even bother because if you're a chicken, chickens don't have to worry about sexual assault. Chickens don't have to worry about domestic abuse. Chickens don't have to, well, I mean, sometimes we have to worry about ending up on a dinner plate, but then focus on that.
Problems.
Right. So it's a way to almost the brain to reboot and choose to not download any of the last like the last version. You know, like when you say you what do you call that?
Like
backup, like when you back up the phone. Like it's like didn't even save the last back. I mean, it did. It's in there. It just chose to run on a different operating system.
Okay, so
and I'm probably using a whole bunch of like internet-y terms that don't make any but you get the concept because they're like a different operating system would be like I can hear like you know.
Actually,
no, I know, and like or maybe that's just the Reddit. You know, guys,
right? We're
or
in
whatever
the mode.
that other thing for whatever you're talking about. So
okay,
yes, but that's what I think.
I know that we could not really know what their brain is doing at that moment exactly, but like, what do you suppose her thoughts are like in that moment?
Oh, in the chicken moment,
clucking. Like is it
like
just
nothing?
chicken?
Like I think it's like a break. Like the brain. So like I know somebody who, when they had experienced extreme stress, had amnesia, like temporary amnesia with no other side effects. Very healthy, nothing else. And
the brain goes into protection mode.
And it was just like it recognizes that there's a name for this. It's part of and it is dissociation, like with the clucking and everything like that. But like, there are different like survival or survivor reflexes, like what the heck are they called? Like catatonic. Like, I can't remember the names of them. I don't know. Maybe they'll come to me. But where sometimes there's like your muscles become rigid, or there are other physiological like effects, and your brain just it recognizes that I am in a dangerous situation that I can't get out of. So in order to protect you, it just completely like moves that information to another and like goes around it. I don't know what's happening inside there. It would be interesting to know what. Like what is not, because that would like tell me that there's like a decrease in activation in like the prefrontal cortex, and so the things that help her create meaning and like help her piece together like a sequence of events or give like context and stuff like that. Like she would remember maybe that there was like a blue table, but she couldn't tell you like what she had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or whatever it is. Like piecey memories, but not the stuff that like puts everything together. That's kind of like your executive functioning part of the brain. And so I think that you're talking like limbic system responses, like maybe heightened activity in like the amygdala or hippocampus or something like that.
That guy that started the hashtag free, what was it? Something like Free Coney or something. The guy that like, I don't remember the details, but this was like an African thing where girls were being kidnapped and exploited. And he created this little short film where he was explaining it. And he started this whole campaign that was bringing awareness to it.
This vaguely sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay, well then, so it was called Coney 2012. So it was in 2012.
Yes, I do remember this.
And he was just bringing awareness to this big problem.
Yeah.
And then it blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
And the guy, Jason Russell, he had the same type of thing. And he ended up on TMZ, walking down the street completely naked, ranting and raving to himself.
It's too much.
And then when he talked about it later, I mean, he was just like, it was all just like overloaded and my brain broke.
It just says I can't run this anymore, this version.
I'm actually surprised it doesn't happen more often.
I think it does happen more often. You know who else it happened to? The woman from Superman remember? And she like wound up.
Terry Hatcher?
What? No, it
Lois
wasn't Terry.
and Clark.
No, yeah, it was because people were saying like that show was cursed or something.
Margot Kidder?
The one who ended up in the middle, like people found her like wandering.
No. Oh,
somewhere.
Anne Heche?
Was it her? Yeah.
Well,
she had one. She had that too.
She had that too. You're right.
And didn't that have to do with her and something like feelings about her like sexuality and like coming out? I feel like
it was all just too much, and she lost her marbles. You're right. Maybe it is more common than I realized, but unfortunately, if you're a public figure, I mean, there's no way to hide that.
And I mean, it also happened to my dad. He was picked up on a 5150 because he
You're lying.
No, for sure. He like was diagnosed with testicular cancer, all this like stuff, lost his job, all that bad stuff. I mean, Lord knows everything else that was going on, and maybe stuff.
And he lost his marbles.
Yep. Found out where, I don't know where he was, like in the middle of like nowhere, like.
And then what happens? Do they just they just recover at some point, or is it like a long road, or?
No,
okay,
I mean,
so
like
they can just snap out.
I mean, the people I know who just went back to being normal.
Okay. Wow.
With no real memory of what happened there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dang.
It's like a different system, and then it like shuts down and comes back online, like. The person I know with global amnesia came back slow. Like, it started to come back.
Yeah.
And they were able to, like, piece together
I mean, I'm sure sometimes that's a welcome thing.
Yes.
To not have a memory.
And think about, you have to think about where this comes from. Because if you have, oh, God, this is like, I don't even want to get sad. But you have a child who's experiencing extreme trauma, that child goes somewhere else in their brain, because your brain can't even wrap it, like it can't even it does so much. Like if it's like a caregiver, like how can the person who loves me hurt me? Like it's too much. And so it just goes, no, I can't, I gotta protect you. And so thank you, brains, for protecting us in those ways,
Wow.
Yeah. I think women, I know I can say this from my own personal experience. I disassociated a lot in like intimate moments when I had not really worked on that. And so that's kind of escaping in that small way, going like, somewhere else,
okay.
and you're like, yeah, bye-bye, I'm out of here for a bit. And you just don't even realize it.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, in some ways, I feel like the brain can be very weak in that way, but in other ways, it kind of feels like, wow, what our brain will do to protect us.
Absolutely. So I think that it's like strong. Mm-hmm. That's Wow. And when we're able to say, wow, look at what I survived, and then maybe gain the tools to keep the brain in a more present place and manage those overwhelming things, or remove ourselves from those dangerous situations. What was it that led up to this for her?
It was, a death of a loved one, and I think there were some other things, which, those can be normal life events, and depending on who it is, maybe super traumatic, or the way in which they die, stuff like that.
Or how you learned how to process, like, there's so much at play. How did you learn to process emotions? Were you ever, if you're like repressing, like we've said this before, I know I've said this to you, Suze, that suffering, the equation for suffering is pain times resistance equals suffering. So if she's experiencing the pain of that grief, but she's resisting the feeling, the emotion of sadness, trying to think, oh, I can't ever feel sad. I just have to have happy feelings. Like, you're resisting this pain, and so you create this suffering, and the suffering is so intense that your brain's like, I can't even handle it anymore, and just, like, shuts off.
Yeah.
Goes offline for a bit.
All right. Well, on that note, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review.
Yes.
And subscribe. And just tell us how much you love us all the time.
We love hearing that. Oh, hey, and nominated for the Podcast Awards again. So, like, get ready to start voting for us.
Yeah, very exciting. I want to get a two for one deal, because we won last year, 2019. I want to get it again.
I want, when they like announce us at these award ceremonies that just happen inside my head, the announcer to say, and now, Brain Candy Podcast has been nominated 2 times, and this is their second win. Like they do at the Oscars?
Yes.
Yes, that's it. I was playing that. Yes. This is Brain Candy's second win. They've been nominated twice and won previously last year in the same category.
Yes, I love it.
Welcome
to
the stage.
Sarah.
Yes, thank you.
We'll
imaginary
see you next
award
time,
shows.
everybody. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.